Good afternoon. Today I'm very happy to welcome Katy Foley, actress and producer from the United States. How are you, Katy? Thank you very much for joining the live.
Hi, I'm good. I'm tired, but for all good reasons, but I'm good.
Lot of work, huh?
Lots of work, yes.
So, before we talk about your current project, can you tell me a little bit about your studies and the start of your interest into the arts? How did you become a professional actress and then producer?
Sure. When I was 5 years old, my parents took me to see Batman Returns, Batman 2, and I saw Michelle Pfeiffer playing Catwoman, and I immediately went from, I don't want to be a teacher because I always thought I wanted to be a teacher. I'm like, I want to do that. And so that was kind of the start for me. And then from there, I just studied theater in Chicago growing up. I lived at Second City during high school, and yeah, then I moved to New York. I went to NYU and attended Tisch, and then moved out to LA and hit the ground running. You know, LA's been really amazing for me because when I first came to LA, I thought that I was just going to act. And then I quickly realized, no, I want hands in all of the different processes. Now, not being a DP, don't trust me, don't trust my shot. But I am also a writer now. I'm a producer. I'm an editor. I model somehow, which I never thought was possible because I'm 5'4". Voiceover artist, yeah, host. All of these things I never thought I would be doing, which is really fun. I think that's part of life is just kind of surprising yourself. So yeah.
Yes. Tell me a little bit about the production you were involved in as an actress. What do you think were the highlights of your career, and what were the challenges to land such roles and the rewards as well?
Sure. Some personal highlights of my career. I've been a runner my entire life, and I was in a campaign. Unbeknownst to me, we actually didn't know anything about it until we shot it. Also, sorry, I'm getting so many dings. Uh, let me turn off my. Okay, being in a campaign called "Run Like a Girl." And it went from just being a viral campaign to suddenly it became a Super Bowl campaign, which was a bucket list. I'd always wanted a commercial in the Super Bowl. And it was just really rewarding because it was all about female empowerment and that marriage with my love of running. So, yeah, and it really, that was a really amazing thing to be a part of. And it ended up winning an Emmy. Um, I mean, there's been a lot over the course of my career. I got to be in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I was dancing. I'm not really a dancer, but I was like, I want to be a part of the Super Bowl. What else? I was part of an ABC show, and the only reason that I got the role was because I auditioned with a faulty water bottle. They gave it to me because I didn't give up on opening the water bottle. Yeah, and then I've had a lot of fulfillment from creating comedy over the years because that's my first love is comedy. So when I moved out here, I had created a rap video and Cedric the Entertainer was in it. So yeah, those are just like some snippets, and then had some fun filming some feature films over the year. I got to fulfill my dream of being the lead in a slasher movie when I first got out here because I grew up loving horror movies because I was a weird kid, and shot a really fun movie in Kentucky a couple years ago. Just screened another movie that I was in last night, and that's why I'm so tired, with Eric Roberts. So yeah, that's little snippets.
Yes, I love Eric Roberts. I met him accidentally. I was visiting Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and I was invited to the set of it was Jay Leno, I think, during that time, and he was there at the there is a lounge in the back of the stage, and
Hmm.
I met him with Mickey Rourke. It was very nice. I want to ask you about Catnip Company. This is your company, and what kind of projects you are developing within this company?
Sure. So I developed the company, and originally I started off with writing sketches and producing sketches. Like I talked about the rap video that I produced with Cedric the Entertainer. And then that evolved to, I started writing pilots and writing features, and I've had, some success with that. I was a Sundance Institute finalist for a series that I wrote about strippers in Texas. And then I have a romantic comedy that is my baby, my first love, about one person. That's my elevator pitch, and that one got optioned at AFM. But with film and with production, it's a lot of start stop. So, and I'm not good at that. I'm a very impatient person, and I actually think that's kind of good in this career. I think it's good to be like, okay, well, this is not happening right now. What can I do right now? Be always in motion. On to the next one. So I met my friend Lena Valentine. She became my producing partner, and we started producing immersive theater, because that's something that both of us are, employed in. That's basically my day job, is doing immersive theater, and I love it. But I realized 6 years ago that a lot of immersive theater is, and for those of you who don't know what immersive theater is, it's interactive theater. It's like murder mystery, but even deeper. Sleep No More. I know a lot of people know Sleep No More. But I thought the market was very saturated with like really dark and horror experiences. And so I decided to marry my love of comedy with my love of immersive theater. And so we started creating comedic immersive experiences like Tony and Tina's Wedding. We created like an immersive bachelorette party. The whole show took place in 2 limos that went around Hollywood, and each limo had a designated party. So like one limo was like the groom to be, and the other limo was like the bride to be. We did that for Hollywood Fringe and got nominated, and that was really great. And then I also did an office Christmas party, which was super fun. And then during the pandemic, we pivoted and did a lot of remote experiences. We did like a Western that was like a whiskey tasting experience. We partnered with like another whiskey company and did a whiskey experience that was more like for St. Patrick's Day. We've done wine tasting experiences. We did like a ton of different kinds of shows. So yeah, that's a little bit about what Catnip does. And right now, just gearing up to do a sequel to the Bachelorette experience, and still pitching the scripts that we have.
Today accidentally I was thinking about comedies I used to watch in the 80s, 90s. Stuff like with Steve Martin, with Chevy Chase, with John Candy. This type of comedy. They were very, I mean, written in a very clever way, performed, directed, etc. You know, I want to ask you, as a writer and producer, why we don't see such big hits in the comedy, and the quality of writing. What do you think of it right now? Why we don't see such, inspirational and great comedies? And also, I remember as well that Saturday Night Live used to discover many talents as well in the last 30 or 40 years. So, what do you think about that, about comedy right now?
Sure. Okay, so to tackle on your first question, because I agree with you, my love is I grew up in the 90s, and I love everything about the 90s. But my favorite part about the 90s, outside of Michael Jordan, was, because I'm a Chicago girl, was comedies in the 90s. Like I love 90s comedy movies and comedy television shows. And I think that the reason that we don't see that, that like comedies that are that bold, is because unfortunately, with cancel culture these days, and with people's attention span, it's not really what people want to watch anymore, unfortunately. I'm going to say tendency, not everybody. Some people are like us and want to watch those really funny, outlandish comedies, but a lot of people don't understand satire. When a lot of times now when satirical things come out, people are really easy to criticize them because they don't understand that they're being satirical. They're taking them literally, and so they want to cancel them because they're so worried about not being PC. And so I think that that's really unfortunately been such a deterrent from like really great art. I know a lot of people that I know who were comics, starting in the 90s, they don't even do it anymore because they're worried that their sets would be seen as, inappropriate, because a lot of people don't understand that kind of comedy anymore. So I agree with you. The comedy right now doesn't really resonate with me either. And then to tackle your question about SNL, I just think, everything evolves over time. I was watching the NBA finals, and basketball is different. It's like same. Sure, there's some different rules, but it's just a different game now. And I feel like that's the same for a lot of art and a lot of these shows. When SNL first came out, there were things like it, but the things weren't given the platform that SNL has. And I think because SNL, so it's really like on the frontier, because SNL's been on so many years now, and people are getting discovered in other ways. People are getting discovered from the internet. It's not like the old days, that it's just a completely different game.
You know, speaking of cancel culture, I, I noticed that right now the focus is not on creativity and ameliorating your creativity, but there is a fight right now between different ideologies, you know, between, I mean, the writers or producers or the content creator and the consumers, the viewers, you know, and being,
Mm.
on both sides, like I try to write, I try to do work on YouTube, and on the other hand, I watch what is happening from and being done on the social media. I think right now we're fighting. I know there is a big fight, especially in the United States. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I'm in Los Angeles. Everyone is striking right now.
Yes, yes. I see that you have a new project called Arted Perceptions. This is correct.
Correct.
So
Yeah. So
tell
that's
me
the
about your role in it. It's a horror. It seems like a horror film.
I call yeah, it's borderline horror film. I would call it more of a psychological thriller.
Thriller?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And funny enough, because you were talking to Eric Roberts earlier. This is the second
Yes,
movie I've done with Eric Roberts, and I've never actually met him in real life. Like I didn't have any scenes with him, and the film I did prior, I didn't have any scenes with him. So
yes.
yeah, so fun fact. But no, so I worked with this production team 10 years ago on a feature film about Medusa. I played Medusa, and that was really fun and definitely bucket list fulfilling. So the director had pitched me to the producer, and I got the offer letter maybe March of last year, and read through the script. And I'm playing a newscaster, and I've always wanted to play a newscaster. It's another like little bucket list thing. So yeah, so the rest was kind of history. So we shot it in May of 2022. Uh, Fun fact, or June of 2022, actually, we shot it about a year ago. June or, no, May. Fun fact about that, I had my bachelorette party the weekend before in Nashville. And so the time, of course, the irony of timing. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to make both work? But I did. I, did the bachelorette party and then flew in from Nashville that morning to the shoot and made it work.
Tell me, Katy, do you have like a dream project or a dream character you would like to realize in the future?
Sure. So that question is twofold. My ultimate dream project is getting the romantic comedy about one person made and playing that lead part. I have a lot of projects in my deck. I don't have to be in all of them, but this is the one where I'm like, this is my Sylvester Stallone Rocky moment. Like I'm very much fighting to work on that and be in that because that's my baby. So that's my dream role as far as stuff that I have conceived. But as far like outside of that, I would I've always dreamed to play someone like Lucille Ball. I just think that would be absolutely amazing.
Katy, I want to thank you very much for this great live interview. The trailer of your film just auto-played. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I want to thank you very much for the live interview. I wish you all the best as an actress, as a writer, as a producer, and I look forward to have you again when you have a new release to announce.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And can you send me the link to this?
For sure, for sure. We are in touch. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Take care.
Bye.